Without the Lionel to Shields, he's out with the chicken pox. Hard shots, empty seat at Riverfront. We'll see a lot of that this year, I guess. Reds load the bases in the second. Nobody out. And Ken Hill strikes out Joe Oliver. And Ken Hill strikes out John Smiley. 2-1 Reds. Ken Hill settled down after shaky start. Hill induces Bip Roberts to ground out to second to end that threat. He pitched 7 innings, had 8 Ks. 6th inning, 2 out, nobody on for Montreal, tied at 1. Moise Alou homers off John Smiley, and the Expos young guns get the job done. They win it by a score of 5-1. By
Rockies and the Expos. Rockies trailing 1-0. Forget that. Alex Cole breaks for second. Tim Spear throws the ball into center field. Eric Young trots home. Butch Henry, though, is supposed to be a sinker ball pitcher in this ballpark. That's okay, except if it goes right off the glove. Alou scores. Expos 4-2. Expos 6-4 in the 6th. Marquise Grissom. He is not a slugger. He has power. That is ridiculous. A 3-run ding-dong. Expos 9-4, and they threw the ball back. You'll be seeing that rather a lot in Denver because it just got started. The Expos scored 7 in the 9th inning off relief ace Darren Holmes. Every starter in the lineup for both teams except the pitchers, Sean Berry and Benavides, had at least 1 hit. 13 Rockies and Expos had 2. And Ken Hill looking sharp as usual. And Luis Gonzalez just looking. 5-2, 4-hitter through 7 for Hill. And then the bullpen without wetland preservation does this. Jeff Becerra gives up the single to Steve Finley. Rick Parker, save. 5-3 Expos. Mel Rojas is in, the manager's nephew. Jeff Bagwell with that beautiful cricket stroke to left field. Biggio scores. 5-4 Expos. Brian Barnes now in. Eddie Taubensee hit him for a 2-run home run. And all of a sudden, it's 9-6 Houston. Houston, hello. Brian Williams gets the win in relief. Medical report on Walker. Out another 3 to 5 days. Hamstring soreness.
Houston going for 5 in a row in Montreal. Mark Portugal on the hill in the bottom of the 6th, facing Marquise Grissom. With the Expos down 2, not for long. Andujar Cedeno lets it go through. Hey, love AstroTurf, huh? A ground ball to the wall. 2-run score. The Expos would tie it at 5 in the 7th, but they've been having trouble holding leads after the 7th. Brian Barnes on, wild pitch. Ken Caminiti scores. 6-5 Astros. Boy, they missed John Wetland and the rest of the bullpen. Andujar Cedeno facing Barnes. The single to center. Grissom coming up throwing, but watch Scott Service. A catcher who knows about blocking the plate makes a terrific slide for the inside of the dish and gets there. And the Stros win 9-5 for the 2nd straight game. The Expos lead into the 7th and blow it. Portugal 5
pitches the night before and in trouble against ex-teammate now Rocky Andres Galarraga. Galarraga with one of his 3 hits on the day. The Rockies led 2-zip. Top of the 5th, 4-0 Rockies ahead. Alex Cole stealing 3rd. Spear, the bad throw. So Alex kind of just trots home. 5-0 Rockies. Still in the 5th, Mike Lansing having all sorts of trouble. The rookie falling down. It was that type of day for the Expos. Top of the 8th, 6-1 Rockies up. Brian Barnes pitching to Charlie Hayes, and Hayes with a 2-run home run, his 3rd of the year. And the Rockies go on to clobber the Expos 9-1, their first road victory of the year. Hayes driving in 3 of those 9 runs. And how about first, Darryl Strawberry looking to change that. And he does. Strawberry going deep off Jimmy Jones to the opposite field. Number 3 for Darryl. Dodgers up 2-zip. Expos would later take the lead and add to it in the 3rd. Fletcher on 2nd. And Moises grounders to Lenny Harris makes the nice stop but throws the ball away. Fletcher scores. Expos go on to the 6-4 victory. Jimmy Jones unwanted in Houston. He's now 3-0. Brian.
Montreal going for 4 straight. Sweep up the Dodgers. 4th inning. Marquise Grissom on. And Larry Walker. The shot to left. Hey, Eric Davis judges it. Goes to the wall. Grissom on his horse and pulls it into the stable, called home plate. 1-0 Expos. Speaking of comedy of errors. Hershiser the bunt. He's on the bases running as the throw was way off. Hershiser gets to 3rd. Larry Walker's throw too low. Hershiser would lay a score. Game tied at 1. Bottom of the 8th with Larry Walker on. Ex-Dodger Darren Fletcher to right center. Strawberry can't cut it off in the gap. Walker scores. The Expos add insurance and win 3-1. Check this out. The Dodgers 2-19 since 1990 at the Big O. Mel Rojas saved number 5.
The day off, but giving his glove a workout. Bottom of the 2nd, no score. Bill Swift, Larry Walker, gone. Solo bullet the other way. Expos up 1-0. Bottom of the 3rd, it's still 1-0. Mike Lansing, the suicide squeeze. Nabholz gets squeezed at the plate. Top of the 8th, Giants up 2-1. John Wetland, Barry Bonds. Gone. Wetland's first appearance of the year, hangs the breaking ball, and Bonds is 5th on the season. Dusty says yes. The Giants pick up the win by the final of 4-1. Willie McGee. Burkett needing some help defensively to get out of an early jam. Ken Bottenfield. And Bottenfield, the chopper to Matt Williams, and comes up to make the strong throw. Bottenfield, the pitcher, diving head first. Bonds leaves it the other way. Tied at 2 in the 6th. It's now 3-2 Giants, his 8th home run on the year. In the 7th, tied at 3, 2 on, 2 out. Moise Alou off Kevin Rogers, and Bonds comes up with it. He either makes a great catch or makes an error on a routine catch. Great defense in the 10th. Mike Benjamin thought he put this one out. Lou Frazier brings it back, but guess who does the damage? In the 11th, Willie McGee at second. Bonds with a base hit, and the Giants pick up the victory by the final of 4-3. Back to his fielding. He's had a couple plays this year where he's nonchalanted it and dropped it for errors. But when it comes to making great catches, is there anybody better than Bonds? Burkett.
In Montreal, 5th inning, 2-1 Expos, bases loaded for Larry Walker. And Walker delivers. It drops in. Good enough to score. Delino DeShields and Moises Alou. 4-1 Expos, and Greg Harris didn't escape the 5th. In the 9th, Dennis Martinez on the mound, up 6-1. Gary Sheffield sure gives him a scare. But wait a minute, there's Larry Walker giving chase and makes the super catch at the wall. Goes head first into the wall. He was okay. Walker, one of the most underrated players in the NL. Expos hang on. Martinez finished with a 5-hitter. One of those hits, Fred McGriff's 4th homer of the year.
We go across the state, 3 rivers for the Expos and the Pirates. 1-0 Expos. Andy Van Slyke says, wait a minute, Dan, that's 2-1 Bucks. The 2-run homer off Dennis Martinez. We went to the bottom of the 9th. The Expos still leading at 5-4 now with a man on first, 2 outs. 3-2 count. John Wetland to Jay Bell. And Jay drills the double, bringing in the pinch runner, Carlos Garcia, and we're tied at 5. Bottom of 11, 2 outs. That's Lloyd McClendon. And this is Andy Van Slyke. Remember when they said he couldn't hit left-handers? Slick says, I'll do it. The game winner. Batting 300 against left-handers this year. The Bucks win it in 11. 6-5 as Van Slyke takes the curtain call, and deservedly so. Barnes saddled with the loss. He gave up the hit. This was the 2nd straight day Wetland blew a 9th inning lead. Pittsburgh has only 1 error in their last 93 innings. Montreal, meanwhile, had 3 on the afternoon. Had a 2-run double. He's at second, and heading home, Darren Fletcher, the liner, and Junior Felix. He's had the great bat this year, but check out the throw. Moise left the game with a injured groin. Bottom of the 7th, tied at 4, Marquise Grissom. The blooper off Trevor Hoffman scores Will Cordero and Sean Berry. And the Expos win it by the final of 6-4. Mel Rojas got the win, even though he faced only 1 batter. John Wetland earned his 3rd save.
Facing Larry Walker with 2 men on, and he chops one up the middle. In comes Mike Lansing. 1 of 7 hits Huff gave up in 4 innings, 5 earned runs. Spit. Chuck Carr, 176 Major League at-bats without a home run. Well, erase that stat. Here with the bases full off Chris Nabholz on a 3-2 pitch. Good time for your first home run. Marlins hang on for the 10-7 win. Former Montreal farmhand Richard I'm Doomed Lewis gets his first NL win at the expense of the Expos. Harvey's 11th save. The expansion first-year record, just 16 by Enrique Romo of Seattle in 77.
By the way, on the hill for the Expos. And he gets some defensive help. Junior Felix sends one deep, but check out Larry Walker in right. This guy makes catches like this at least 3 times a week. He's fantastic. Jack Armstrong facing Walker, bottom of the 6th. Walker does it with his bat. He gets all of this one, and his homer followed a shot by Marquise Grissom. The Expos were within a run, 3-2. Will Cordero then puts the Expos up by a run with a 2-run home run. It was 4-3 Montreal. Top of the 9th, after a leadoff triple by Jeff Conine, Greg Briley finds the gap. Greg scoring Conine with that double. We're tied at 4. Bottom of the 9th, runner at second, Marquise Grissom. That's his 4th hit of the day. Mike Lansing trying to score the game winner, and he does. 5-4 Montreal wins. Grissom, a big day, 4 hits. He's got now 11 hits in his last 21 at-bats. John Wetland got credit for the win after blowing the save. This guy, it was his 3rd blown save in 6 opportunities.
And Expos, and a big day for Rusty Staub, the first player to have his number retired. The fans paying tribute. Ronald McDonald escaped from the Archers. Top of the 1st, Vince Coleman, who led off with a walk, is at 3rd. Bonilla grounds to Cordero at short, and that scores Coleman. Hey, any way you can get him, the Mets will take him. It's a 1-0 lead, but they squandered other opportunities. Coleman is at first with Orsulak batting, and he's caught in between, and Jeff Torborg's team fails to add to their lead. In the 5th, leadoff man is on again. This time it's Saberhagen. Coleman bounces to second. Delino DeShields turns the double play. Here's how you get it done. Bottom of the 5th, Frank Bollock at 3rd. Darren Fletcher facing Saberhagen. It's the suicide squeeze, and it works to perfection. That tied it at 1, and then a sacrifice fly won it as the Expos take it 2-1. They've won 4 or 5. Bollock playing first base today. He played some 30. He has 10 runs batted in.
Here we go from the Big O. Yeah, they're watching pucks on the scoreboard, but they're thinking sweep in the ballpark. 1-0 Mets. 4th inning, bases loaded for Montreal, and Moise is a little base hit to right. 2 runs are going to score. The Expos lead it 2-1. Top of the 6th, Ken Hill on the mound. Bobby Bowe, a monster shot. Larry Walker pulls a Yaz, doesn't even move. 3-2 Expos. 2 out in the 9th. Todd Hundley. Back. It's gone. Ken Hill hadn't allowed a homer all year. Allows 3 solo dingers. The game is tied at 3. But you know what's inevitable. Extra innings, Mets. Yeah, you got it. Mike Lansing, base hit. Jeff Kent couldn't be Clark Kent. Sean Berry scores, and the Expos in 12 win it by the count of 4-3. Another tough season in New York for the Mets and Bobby Bonilla.
The Expos in hot Atlanta, where the Braves have won 5 of 6. That's Bill Heredia, called up on Tuesday in midseason form. Pendleton K's. And it's Ron Gant. Strike 3. Then it's Sid Bream. Heredia K's 7. We're scoreless into the 6th. John Vander Waal will come to the plate. Will Cordero waits on 3rd, and he would cruise in easily on that. Now in the 7th, Mel Rojas in for Heredia. Braves struggling at the plate. Mark Lemke goes down looking in the 8th. It's John Wetland. 2 on. Wetland gets Dave Justice. Wetland strikes out the side in the 9th. Expos win it 1-0. The bottom 4 of the Braves order: Bream, Berryhill, Lemke, and Pete Smith. A combined 0 for 12 at the plate. Braves.
Glavin took his perfect record out for the Expos to inspect. In the 2nd, scoreless, Ron Gant at the plate. It's now 1-0 Braves. Gant's 8th of the season. This one off Jeff Shaw. Expos kept it close with defense. Just ask Greg Olson. That's him getting robbed by Will Cordero, starting the 6-4-3 double play. Just ask Greg Olson. A sure hit, right? Larry Walker out there, Gold Glove. Platinum. Larry Walker. May not have the best arm of any right fielder. Witten would probably argue with that, but glove work, he's the best. Glavin perfect through 5. Nurses the 1-0 lead into the 9th. Got some leather work from David Justice, who robs Delino DeShields. 2 outs. Could Glavin hold on for the shutout? Larry Walker. Foul pop, and look who is running. Terry Pendleton. Great jump on the ball and hauls it in and gives it up as well. 1-0 the final. Glavin's 11th career shutout, but the shutout came against a team he has always had trouble with. Glavin now 4-11 lifetime against the Spokes.
Hit June. Montreal, their closest challenger, in at Veterans Stadium, and Chris Nabholz in the opening inning in trouble, walking Duncan, Kruk, and then hitting Hollins. And that sets up Pete Incaviglia's grand slam home run off the pole for a quick 4-0 lead. Then on the bottom of the 4th, bases loaded. Jeff Facero hits Darren Dalton to force Lenny Dykstra in for a 5-3 advantage. Incaviglia next time up with a shot. Mike Lansing on it, but the throw a little bit high. And Mariano Duncan scores. The Phils go on to win it 9-3. Kurt Schilling wins his 3rd complete game. The Phils staff leads the majors with 8 complete games. And Darren Dalton, playing despite a swollen right eye, hit his 11th homer in the contest for the leaders in the NL East.
Gil Heredia got into trouble in the 1st inning in this one. Bases loaded. What was that? Dave Hollins brings in Lenny Dykstra, and we're tied at 1. Bases still loaded. Next batter is Darren Dalton. He hits a bullet. Larry Walker has a hard time finding the handle on this one. That allows all 3 runners to score. 4-1 Phil. Say goodbye to Gil. No innings pitched. Dalton 2 for 3, 4 RBIs. Incaviglia gone. 2-run homer off Sergio Valdez. 7-4 Phils. They would tack on 7 more and cruise by the final of 14-7. Terry Mulholland got the win despite being hit by a liner in the 5th. He left the game, but said he hopes to avoid missing his next start.
Two teams in the hottest pursuit of the Phils. 2nd place Montreal, 3rd place St. Louis. Bottom 9, we're tied at 1. Lou Fraser off Todd Gilles' glove. Lansing was on 1st. Lansing is trying to score. Here he comes, and Mike Lansing, no. Top of the 11th. Ray Langford is at 3rd. Alicia is at the plate. Alisea will go down the line. Langford will score, and Mark Whitten, who was on first, will come all the way around to score. No problem. Unlike Lansing, who was gunned. Cardinals win at 4-1 over the Expos. Good news from down on the farm, too. The recently demoted Chris Nabholz threw a no-hitter for the AAA Ottawa Lynx. Manager Felipe Alou says Nabholz will spend more than 10 days down there. He wants 3 or 4 quality starts out of Nabholz.
Up 2-1 in the 6th, Lou Frazier at bat. Lou Frazier, who grew up going to Busch Stadium, sitting in the bleachers, big Ozzie Smith fan, hits one past the Wizard. It scores. Mike Lansing ties the game at 2. Error on Ozzie. Bottom of the 8th. It's still tied. It's Frazier again. Fair ball down the first base bag or past the bag into the right field corner. Delino DeShields on his horse from first. Kicks it into 5th gear and scores. And the Expos hang on to win. They squeeze home the next run to win 4-2. Jeff Fassaro has pitched on 4 consecutive days. Gets the win. Tewksbury just 1 walk. You see he's done very well in his last 6 starts. If he had a chance to do it on Wednesday night. Offensive support in the 3rd. Delino DeShields off of Joe McGrain. Single up the middle. Tim Laker comes around to score, and the Expos took a 3-0 lead. To the 7th, DeShields again, and this one is not up the middle. It's to right and just inside the pole. 6-0 Expo lead, and Hill had a strong outing and some defensive help. Marquise Grissom tracking the shot down to center. Hill had to leave this game with a strained groin in the 7th, but he pitched well enough to get that 6th win. Montreal won 6-0. Lou Frazier, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, 3 for 4, first big league homer. The St. Louis native, 7 of 10 against his former home city team in this series.
Wet and wild at Wrigley. The Cubs and the Expos, John McSherry saying, yeah, rain. Gonna have to deal with this for an hour and 11 minutes. Somebody was comfortable during the rain delay, but men play this game. Real men, like Rick Wilkins, taking this foul ball away from a Cub fan. Sit down. That looked like John Candy. Wilkins takes Ken Bottenfield deep. 6th home run of the year. 3-0 Cubs. It would get even worse for Bottenfield because 3 batters later, Ken facing Dwight Smith. I don't think the yard can hold it. 5-0 Cubs. Dwight says, kiss it goodbye. Yuck. Cubs win it by the final 5-2. 4 Chicago pitchers combining.
Here, Montreal in Houston, 5th inning, and Craig Biggio will do the damage for the Stros. A shot to left field off of Brian Barnes. It'll be a double off the wall. Ed Toppensy, the catcher, scores. Houston up 1-0. And Brian Williams, the youngster, pitched well. Here, striking out Delino DeShields with good stuff and scattering 3 hits, a career-high 7 strikeouts, and watch the play of the day. With a guy on second, Ken Caminiti with what he called his best catch ever because it saved tying run and helped ensure a 2-1 Houston win. Houston's won 3 in a row. Steve Finley had the game-winning sac fly.